Hello everybody, just having a quick drink. I needed that. I've just come back from driving non-stop from London, so I'm a bit tired. About 6 hours if you're interested, and I went up the east side of the country because it took me 8 hours down the west side when I did it a few days ago, due to the ridiculous traffic that is now on our road network, and we cannot cope. Anyway, before I went, Kim Silvio put up a video saying it was entitled "What Does Lloyd Know?" And of course we all knew that he was in London, and a few of us were surmising that maybe it was to come over to connect with the top legal team in this country to further pursue damages against the Magnificent Seven. Guess what? We were all wrong, because as was leaked that somebody coincidentally was going to a speed dating event in London the other week, and you have to buy your tickets in advance. And this person decided to just check who else was attending, and lo and behold, up popped Jabba the Hutt's name. Peter Griffin was going to this speed dating event. Usually I think speed dating's for single guys, and as far as I'm aware he's still married. Oh, bizarre. Anyway, so we were all surmising he was coming over to London to, well, we don't know, that's what we thought, maybe taking the Jubilee celebrations, but that was nothing to do with it at all. While you're in London, you know, there's plenty of fantastic shows going on in London. There's a hell of a lot to do in London. Obviously he was in Covent Garden and Regent Street and Whitehall and Pall Mall and what have you. But obviously in the evening he decided to try and attend a speed dating event, which of course we now know, watching this video, that as it happened, that somebody sadly sold his ticket. Now I can only imagine that he came over to London for the sole purpose of attending this event, because I would have thought in Croatia, I don't know whether he speaks you know, whether he does speak Croatian, but I would have thought maybe they don't have speed dating events over in Croatia, and maybe everybody knows who he is, and maybe you know, you'd have struggled to find anybody who spoke English. I don't really know. So obviously he's increasing his chances to come to London, that maybe he can find somebody who doesn't know who he is, and people who speak the same language as him, English. So obviously at the end of the day, is Kim put up the video. Thank you, Kim, very much. That was a top one. And then Lloyd, you know, instead of us getting the organ grinder, actually decided to comment. So you don't have Gracious Tibor, you know, the monkey. You actually get the organ grinder coming on saying, if this video doesn't demonstrate that it was never about going to London, of course, it was never about exposing weighty accusations surrounding human trafficking and hypocrisy in advocating for abuse survivors, I don't know what does. Sorry Lloyd, it was hypocritical for you to do what you did in Thailand. If you don't see that, you are a complete tadger, a sort of little Lloyd. Apparently, even my efforts to get involved in the dating scene as a newly separated man. Wow, he didn't leave that long. Straight away, you know, he's been saying recently, I don't know what we're trying to do. I'm going to put my family first. We're going to have to see if we can try and sort it out. I'm saying sorry all the time. But he decided, well, you know what? It's been a few months now. Obviously, he's getting no action at home. Can he afford? Maybe already he's maybe already he's already known in the area, and can't afford his trips to Thailand for scuba diving. And so as a newly separated man, he thought the best way he could get some action was to then come back to the country of his birth, to England. He came back to. So he then goes on to talk about Kim. We won't go into that. But basically, of course, because he did that, this gave a lot of other people the opportunity to comment directly to the organ grinder. Derek Cavell Hello, Derek. Hi, Derek. If you really believe your claim about misuse of patrons' money so you can swanny off to London for a singles night, please have the decency to provide your full contact information for my legal team. Yes, this is the same legal team that when anybody who bothered to ring up his legal team or to write or email to legal team, but their legal team didn't bother responding. From a legal team, so that I can add you to future litigation, i.e. once the criminal litigation involving Kim and others is over. So clearly Kimmy is one of the Magnificent Seven, and I may be another one, I don't know. I suspect, being the coward that you are, you will shy away from this request. For all Kim's faults, Alicia is bold enough to defame me, knowing that I am able to sue her as a known individual. You are hurling insults and defamation from the shadows against a real person with a real family. Oh, you're not really, he's not really the family guy, as we know. And real identity as somebody nobody knows. I don't think defaming. I don't think it's comes under defamation if somebody says to Lloyd, who's we know his only source of income, as he's publicly shown, is through Patreon. That's his main source of income, and as I demonstrated before through another video, that when he went to Thailand, that there's no way that he can say that the funding used to pay for everything that went to Thailand, that no funds came from Patreon. That it might have been scattered through a lot, but there was definitely Patreon funding. No way, because he doesn't sell big juicy homegrown red tomatoes for a living. We know he gets his living from his Patreon and from monetizing YouTube. So all that Derek was trying to say is, hello Derek, all Derek was trying to say here is that, by the way, is this yet again you using Patreon's funds to then swan you off to London? Because I don't think Lloyd's wife or Lloyd's in-laws says, there you go son, there's some money, crack on, have a good time with the Platinum Jubilee, knock yourself out, and I hope it goes all well at that singles event that you're trying to get booked into. I don't think it happened. But off he went, leaving it of his family. He talks about himself being a real family man. Well, I don't know who does that. Who leaves his family and then swans off to Thailand and to London. And as we see in London, if you want to watch the video, I'll give the link of it. Obviously, when you find out that he couldn't attend the event, he was still trying to hook up somebody. PM me, perhaps we can meet. Oh my God, let's think about this. Even if he was successful in going to one of these nights, I don't know, I've never been to one myself, because of course I've been married for a number of decades, so I've never been to a dating event. Hopefully I'll never need to go to one personally. But anyway, as far as I'm aware, that you all go in, we have wee badges, and you all get a bit of time to speak to prospective, people, and just explain a little bit about them. Hello, his name was hello, I'm Lloyd Evans. And the next thing is she says, oh Lloyd, that's an interesting name. Sounds familiar, but tell me, Lloyd, tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you do? Well, yes, I grow juicy homegrown tomatoes. Really? No, I'm not. I wish I did. No, I've actually, my income is generated through people paying me to churn out more content in revealing things going on with the Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh, have you got your own channel? Yes, I have. It's called the Lloyd Evans channel. So, of course, during the toilet break, off she goes and Googles Lloyd Evans. And the rest, as they say, must be, I bet she doesn't actually come back to the table. By that time she's moved on, and there's a great big cross going against his name. Would you like to meet again? Even if, imagine going out on a date, it's the same thing. Somebody goes, what's your name? Lloyd Evans. People these days are going to look on Facebook or social media, they'll type in Lloyd Evans, and it will just come up, and they'll go, oh my God, this guy is still married. He was cheating on his wife for many, many years. He went to Thailand. He was advocating against the cover-up of child sex abuse in the Jehovah's Witnesses. Yet he went to a country known for exploiting children for prostitution and used girls around about 20, and allegedly said he dated a sex worker. Yes, you cannot hide away from that. Yet this guy thinks he can crack on to London and potentially date some women looking for love, not realising they're going to be dating this guy. Literally, I wouldn't go near little Lloyd with a barge pole, because heaven knows, it's basically he owns a lethal weapon. Let's be honest about this. It is a lethal weapon. I won't go near it. And the thing about it is, he also goes on I think other things that he says a lot of people are just going on about his ring. Now, I'm not somebody who's really interested. Oh, what Lloyds? What goes in Lloyd's Ring? Oh my God, I really don't want to think of what things do go in Lloyd's Ring. Maybe, he's got that peculiar things that he has various butt plugs he's into, or maybe he goes to certain prostitutes who do offer those sort of peculiarities that some men are into, where they like having a dildo shoved up their ring. But anyway, I'm not really interested. So honestly, I honestly, Lloyd, mate, if you're listening, I do not think about what you do with your ring. Oh, sorry, it's his wedding ring. God, I don't know how they got confused there. Anyway, so that's it. That's me caught up with this so far. I would have done a video, but of course I was in London trying my best not to bump into, because it was away by this time. Although, funny enough, we were walking in the same bits, but in different days. So I could still think I could smell him from somewhere. But anyway, it's really, really bizarre. The thing is, he does say in one thing that he's been separated since the end of March in this, but in his Twitter feed, I think he said he'd been separated since the beginning of April. So somebody's lying, and it's I don't know, maybe he's defamed himself, possibly. Maybe he's going to add himself to his own litigation. Maybe he's contacted his lawyers and said, "Hi, it's Lloyd here, I want you to sue James Lloyd Evans." Send him a letter. Very confusing. Anyway, so yeah, that's where we are with that one. So, and another thing, there's a lot of people on my last video that I did, well, a few people, not a lot, obviously came up and said something like, oh, leave him alone, blah, 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 just get him on, what he does in his own personal life and all this. Sorry, at the end of the day, he's still doing it, as I've said so many times. If he'd come away from all of this and just went and got himself a decent job, homegrown tomatoes, whatever it is, and came off social media instead of trying to present himself as some guy who can still talk about CSA in the Jehovah's Witnesses, and if he'd gone away and concentrated on family, I'd have huge respect for him, thinking, obviously he's done that, he's putting his family first, but clearly he's a narcissist who's only putting himself first. That's why this is why this will continue to these videos will continue to happen. Basically, people will be following this guy where anytime he puts up anywhere he's in Twitter, people are trying to see now, is there a singles event in whichever city he's visiting now? Because clearly it's nothing to do about legality, and it's clearly nothing to do with his anti-witness work in London either, because it was nothing about that, because nobody would want to tell this guy their story anymore. Believe you me. Just before we go, let's just have a quick check on the Patreon count. Hopefully his voice won't start. Hopefully I've muted him. Please say I've muted him. Oh, every time I fall for that one. So let's go for the Patreon count for today. And it is now, there we go. What's the new goal? Oh dear, I think his goals are, his levels are diminishing. Oh dear, we're now down to 506. I think the last time I did this, I'm sure it was 530. So we're down to 506 now, and I think his next goal is 540. Well, good luck with that one. I think he needs to go back to this and lower his expectations of what he's going to reach with Patreon, the amount of people who are patrons for him. And honestly, if you're a patron of this guy, think about what you're doing. You're enabling this man to travel at your expense to different places in the world to attend a dating night, to potentially infect a female who doesn't know where little Lloyd has actually been. So you know, think about that. Do you want to have SDD guilt on that? So that's it really. I've got nothing more to say. Unless things change, hopefully my next video will be, although I'm very busy coming up because next week my son is going over to America to work in a camp for at least 2.5 months. And from then he may go on to work in Australia or New Zealand, we don't know, so I may not be seeing him for a couple of years, I don't know, but anyway, that's next week, so I'm busy. So basically in my video about the Tower of Babel is going to be, well, you're going to have to wait for that one, unless of course something else happens with little Lloyd and his reluctant owner. Yeah, anyway, it's bizarre. How in the world are his in-laws allowing him to still do what he does and live in their house and broadcast in the bunker is beyond me. I don't get that one personally. But anyway, I don't get a lot of things with this guy. He's an enigma for all the wrong reasons. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. The sun's come out now. Thank God. I'm going to sit out and maybe pour myself another Bacardi and Coke. Anyway, enjoy yourself. Goodbye, and see you again. Cheers. Monkey. Yes, what did I say about monkeys? You've got the organ grinder, not the monkey.